Good afternoon, this is David Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, and we're pleased to be back with you for another video. Tam and I thought we'd take a hike today. We're about a mile out, 3/4 of a mile from the house right now, and we're going to walk about another mile or so down the stream bed here. And what we wanted to do was to invite you with us, and I have something I want to show you when we stop down the road a little bit. But in the background right here you can see, this is an old army depot. It was a ammunition shelter and kind of a neat relic from the Civil War. We're not going to go up in there today. Maybe we'll do another video on that at some time in the future. But we're just out here in the bush. It's beautiful out here today. It says it's 76 on my wrist, but I think that's picking up my body temperature. It's probably about 60 degrees out here. And we're just out having a good time. So come with us and we'll stop up here where we get something to sit on and we'll show you what we're doing. You can see, even though it's 60 degrees out, it's been chilly out here at nighttime. We've got some icicles forming. This is the east side of a cliff. So that's where you're going to see this. It's not going to be over where the sun's shining, obviously. But if you need water, you know, good source for water. You don't want to eat ice as it is, but if you boil it down and make sure you boil it to kill any encrypted cysts, then you've got a pretty ready water source here. So we don't need any water right now. Let's keep walking. Alright, well, we're about another, I don't know, 1/4 of a mile, half mile down the riverbed here. And thought we'd stop. We saw some old pylons here, and this is kind of cool actually. This back during the Civil War, this period, this was a place where a lot of battles took place, and so this embankment here, and you can see back there, was actually a bridge that went over this creek river kind of bed, and they could carry their carriages across, their carts, their horses through up into the other side to fight their battles and to go over to the munitions fort, etc., etc. Kind of a neat historical place. We also, if Tam can get in here a little closer, where she was looking down at the ground, found this piece of chert or flint, and you can see this has actually been knapped. So all sorts of good little finds down here. This was probably something that a native at one time, or possibly a settler, had taken to make some blanks from. And kind of a neat little thing. I think we'll keep that. As we're walking, found a black walnut here. Don't want to mess with this too much. But black walnut is an excellent, tied tongue today. Black walnut is an excellent edible nut. It's also very good to treat worms medicinally. You can actually take that juice. And of course it makes a wonderful black dye. So black walnut's a good thing to watch out for. And I don't see the tree, but it's right around here somewhere. When you're out in the bush, one of the things that you want to do is always take a look at what's around you, because a lot of times you'll find things that are very useful, especially if you're in a survival situation. Well, here we are. This is not a really hugely inhabited area. A lot of people don't come down here, but I found an old cap probably to a stove, metal, and this was very useful out in the bush. I could use this for a lot of things. I could take this apart and I could use this maybe for a skillet to cook my food on. I could use it for some kind of that company behind us somewhere there. Use it for all sorts of different things. I could even take and shape it by grinding and by cutting on a fire, shape it into a usable blade. So very, very useful things you can find in the bush all the time. Keep your eyes out when you're walking. Well, we can see that we've got some deer around here as well. Here's some prints right here. You can see it's almost a direct register. Here's another print, and they go back along this stream bed. He was probably out here looking for some water, and they live all up in the bush up here and come down for water in the evenings and in the early mornings. Actually, if you come out here and you sit real quiet, you can generally see them. They'll walk right past you without even noticing. So another good thing to keep an eye out for, different prints that you have around you. Here's another good thing to keep a lookout for. We have an excellent shelter made for us right here. I know people carry tarps and all different things, but you know, it's pretty easy to find a shelter like this where you can weather out a storm. You could climb under there and fix it up a little bit with some leaves from the area, a little bit of sand on the bed, on the floor, clear a rock or two out, and you've got a pretty decent little shelter. So it's big enough for a man to go in to sleep in there and to stay dry if there's a bad rain or snowstorm. We curled around that bridge embankment that we were sitting on a little while ago, and we're just walking up top here and see if we can find any remnants of a trail that went down to that, and we'll get up to the top of this crest, show you where we're at. Well, here we are at the top of the crest, and you can see up this way and down this way that there was a road here. Sure enough, that's right where it curled down and ran down along this creek bottom. So we're going to walk back up here and see if we hit our bridge embankment again, because we left some gear up there. Sure enough, we walked along here, and we're still right on this trail. I don't know if Tam can shoot right through here, but this is the embankment that we looked at, and you can see the other one on the far side of the creek. And again, probably had a trestle bridge going over here, or a wooden bridge of some kind, but they were able to travel across that creek bottom. A better shot here of that other side of the embankment, and looks like that sycamore tree has grown up through there since they put this in here 150 years or so ago.